Nkemdele is a girl with dual face. Surprise, you may ask. Nkemdele is a girl who can transform into anybody. How did she do it? Is she a witch? Stay tuned and find out. Nkemdele was an orphan who lived with her grandmother. Her mother died while giving birth to her, and her father also died as a result of falling from the palm tree. Nkemdele was born peculiar. She had a patchy black eyes, which made some villagers call her evil, while some called her unattractive. She carried the stigma with her. After some years, her only pillar, that is her grandmother, who shaded her from the villagers, died, leaving Nkemdele to fend for herself. The village became very uncomfortable for Nkemdele. No one in the village wanted to associate with her, which made her to look for work elsewhere. She had to go to the next village, which was miles away, to help people in their farm and get paid in order for her to survive. Early in the morning, she leaves her village and comes back late at night to avoid any encounter with the villagers. That way, they wouldn't be seeing her often. One day, as she was returning at night, Nkemdele met a small girl, crying, saying that she was lost and cannot find her way. Looking closely, Nkemdele found out that the little girl was blind and wandered from home looking for her mother. Although Nkemdele was very tired, she couldn't leave this little girl behind at night, all alone. What is going to happen to her? She took her back to the village and started asking around. Luckily for her, someone directed her to the house where the little girl reunited with her mother. The blind little girl's mother was grateful, went inside and brought out a bead. Gave it to Nkemdele. This bead is from my great-great-great-grandfather, and it has magic in it. It can transform to anything you admire in life. It can grant a person something that the person wished for. My father and his great-grandfather used it, but later they started using it for their own selfish usage, which made the bead to stop working. So my father threw it away. I picked it up and kept it, knowing fully well that one day it will become useful to a person with a pure heart. That is why I am giving you this bead. Initially, Nkemdele refused to collect it. After much persuasion, she collected the magical bead. The next day, Nkemdele woke up tired because she slept very late, but she needed money to work and pay for her leaking roof. Nkemdele went to take her bath. As she stood up, she saw the magical bead lying carelessly on the ground. She thought to herself, picked it up and sang, "Magical bead, I wish you can grant me a bag full of money, so I don't have to work again." Nkemdele waited for some time, but it never came out. She went to take her bath and went to work. Later that evening, when she came back, she decided to throw the bead away. But as she entered her room, she realized that it was disrespectful to throw away a gift. Looking closely at the bead, she realized it was beautiful and could wear it to an event. But none of the villagers invited her for any, since they termed her evil. In fact, Nkemdele never had any friend in the village. She just wore the bead and admired it loudly, saying, "How I wish I could look beautiful, just like this bead, and the villagers will see me differently." In that instance, Nkemdele transformed into a stunning woman, but she didn't know that she had already transformed. She mistakenly and carelessly wore the bead and refused to pull it. She fell asleep. The next day, she didn't go to the farm because she had to do some house chores. In fact, she had to go and fetch water from the river. In that same village, another prince, Afamefuna, who was not like his father, was rude and ruthless, always wanted his way. Afamefuna bragged and flaunted himself to the community. Prince Afamefuna was ready for marriage, but he rejected all the women that the parents brought to him. In his own words, "I have not met any woman to be beautiful to be called my wife." Princesses, influential maidens were brought to him, but Prince Afamefuna rejected them all. Nkemdili, who was going to fetch water, sighted Prince Afamefuna and his guard from afar on her way to the stream. Knowing how the villagers looked at her, immediately she hid herself. But shockingly, the prince came forward and met her, saying, "I have never seen a woman as beautiful as you are. I would make you my wife. You are extremely beautiful, and I want you to be by my side." Nkemdili was shocked. A peasant like me, an ugly maiden like me, being referred to the fairest of all maidens. Immediately she ran away and went back to her house, brought out the mirror, looked at herself, and realized that she was looking more beautiful than before. In fact, the beads actually worked while touching the beads. Nkemdili later that day took a walk around the village square. As villagers stared and admired her, no one recognized Nkemdili as the maiden with patchy eyes. Prince Afamefuna came out again and begged Nkemdili, "Please, maiden, tell me your name." She thought to herself, "If I tell the prince that I am Nkemdili, the villagers will all call me witch for transforming myself." Immediately, Nkemdili changed her name to Mma, meaning beauty. Immediately, the prince proposed to her. She was shocked. She never expected it. She ran home, excited and afraid. "Magical bead, tell me what to do. I don't know whether to accept his proposal or not." But the magical bead never answered her. As she removed the bead from her neck, she kept it in a safe, and immediately she transformed to her old self. So she quickly wore the bead back to make herself beautiful. She said to herself, as long as she puts on the bead, Prince Afamefuna will like her and love her for who she was. Prince Afamefuna at home was restless since meeting Nkemdili. Later, Nkemdili, or should I call her Mma, accepted Prince Afamefuna's proposal, and he took Mma to see the king, his father. And there, Mma lied to the king that she was from a faraway village and she was an orphan. But the king was not convinced, insisted for more investigation. But the prince insisted on marrying Mma, which the king agreed. After all, we have been begging our son to get married, and he refused. Now he has seen a woman who he wanted to marry. As customs requires, Mma was to spend 3 months in the palace before the marriage rite. Something happened in the palace. People noticed that Mma was not only beautiful, but she was humble. She was respectful, kind, and willing to assist in the palace. Mma spoke with respect to everyone. Every evening, Mma gathers the children at the palace, tells them stories about strong morals. Those children who were once stubborn became humble and behaved right. Parents were happy with the new development. In fact, it looked as if Mma came with aura of positivity into the palace. She influenced Prince Afamefuna in such a way that he became humble. Afamefuna stopped being proud and arrogant, which made his father, that is the king, like Mma the more. Things seems to be working out well for them all, for Mma, who thought her life was already figured out, until one of the king's cabinet that has vowed that his daughter, Ogom, will marry the prince. So they sought a way to implicate Mma so that Mma will leave prince. One day, as Mma was in her room dressing up, her bead got entangled with her hair, and it caught. Mma quickly removed the bead to fix it, and that was when Ogom, who was spying from the window, saw that Mma was Nkemdele, the village orphan, who was insulted and called a witch. She ran immediately to inform the king that Nkemdele is an imposter and that her name was not Mma. Immediately, the king summoned Mma to the palace, and Ogom exposed Mma by cutting the bead and revealing the true Nkemdele with patchy eye. The prince was furious and out of anger sent Nkemdele out of the palace. Nkemdele went home sad and cried. After Nkemdele left the palace, Prince Afam became heartbroken. He had already fallen in love with Mma. The village children had missed her and even cried for Mma to return to them. In fact, it was as if she took the aura of positivity and brought out sadness. Prince Afamefuna asked himself, why would Mma hide her identity? It was then that he realized that the villagers misjudged Mma. They judged her by her physical appearance without even making an attempt to know her. They ignored her, neglected the poor orphan. We never gave her a chance. That moment, the prince went to meet the father, who coincidentally thought the same thing. Prince confessed that he had already fallen with Mma's personality and her beautiful soul, and not even her physical look. He went ahead to her house and proposed again to her. Nkemdele accepted. Few weeks later, they got married. Indeed, true beauty is beyond appearance. The villagers regretted the way they treated Mma in the past. They accepted Nkemdele for who she was. Everybody was happy and the villagers lived happily once again. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please kindly give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and also turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload any new video, you will be among the first to watch it. Thank you very much for watching and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.